It doesn't have to be a tit for tat. I'm not a fan of the whole tit for tat thing either. Like, oh, you read my book and I'll read your book and then we'll do a review swap. But I would say you're getting involved in social media. You're actually better off in the long run. Just keep your numbers low or let your numbers grow organically. Don't put too much pressure. You never hear me saying, guys, do all the like and the sharing and stuff. Look, you want to like it, you go ahead. If you dislike it, fucking dislike it. Fucking no skin off my back. It literally does nothing. The like button is nothing to me. Might mean something to a quote unquote algorithm, but I'm not here to satisfy an algorithm. I'm here to satisfy living, breathing human beings. You want to talk about art? You want to talk about work? Here I am. I'm real. I'm a human being. I breathe. I create. I want to talk with people who are active in the scene. Where are you people? I hear a lot about the community. I hear so much about it. Where is it? The people who want to commune, interact. That's what I want. Fuck the numbers, okay? It's just cool to know that there's other people out there that are willing to interact, not there to just talk at you and say, it's all about my content, you guys. It's all about my content. Just comment on my content and maybe I'll read your comments. Maybe I won't. Maybe I give a shit about what you have to say. Depends on my mood that day. But more or less, just do it because I'm trying to please an algorithm. I want to be YouTube famous, or I want to monetize everything, and I want everything to be about making money. I can't stand that shit, man. Where's the merit come into play? When does merit come into play? When does it come about artistic merit, appreciating the work itself? Yeah, we want to build a market for the indie scene. We want to build a market. We want to foster a healthy environment where customers can come in, or potential patrons, I should say, can come in and start appreciating the arts that are involved in the indie scene. But we can't forget why we're here in the first place. This ain't mainstream, man. This ain't a Hollywood production. For at least not for me. The bottom line is not the most important thing for me. The bottom line isn't the most important thing for me. I see what you're saying. D.A. Bell writes, until the indie authors start selling millions of copies, then we'll start getting support. Can't compete against these media franchises with shelves of comics, novels, and video games to consume. Sure, because of the built-in fan base, the pop culture. The average consumers want to get involved because it's a social thing for them. Plus it's a familiarity thing. But I think as time goes along, more and more people will become familiar with some of the names. There's going to be the cream that's going to rise to the top, of course, in the indie scene, within the indie scene. And, they're going to draw more eyeballs to the indie scene, which may inspire other people to want to create and get involved. And if there's people out here saying, listen, you guys who are new to the scene, you got to understand that the indie scene is a community-based activity. It's not just about thinking you're going to release the next great American novel, okay? You can think that all you want. That's great to have dreams. But if you think you're going to make it like the people in the mainstream on that, you're just going to rest on your laurels and people are just going to discover you on their own accord, reality might not be so kind to you as far as that goes, and it's not to discourage people. It's just to say, I feel like if that's you, then you're getting involved in the indie scene for the wrong reasons. And that's a personal take of mine. Like, I don't mean it like commies. I mean it in the literal sense of the word community, if there were such a thing, you know? I feel like that's what this is for me. But I don't mean commies. See, that's a whole nother thing. That's the tit for the commie shit. That's the tit for tat. That's the, hey, we're all equal, guys. You know, I reviewed your book, so you review my book. Well, what if I think your book is shit? Are you sure you want me to review your book? You know, we're not all equal here as far as that goes. Everyone's at their own pace. Everyone's got their own skill levels. Everyone's got their own thing, you know, their own, you know, the indie scene, you got a broad spectrum of skill, quality, everything. But I feel like that's part of the fun of it, though, really, because you never really know what you're going to get. You got to get your hands dirty. Maybe you discover those hidden gems, makes discovering those hidden gems that much more of a triumphant kind of feeling to it, because it's like, listen, I'm willing to get down in the muck, dig through the muck and unearth those gems. You know, that's part of that's the activity part of it. You know what I mean? Doing the reviews, hanging out, this whole online thing is actually fairly new to the activity part. And that's where, you know, the community is actually, it happens organically. That's what I mean. This community thing kind of happens organically, where, yeah, that's a whole nother topic in it and of itself. Like, you got cliques forming. You'll have people, because people work with people, people become comfortable with one another. And then once you become comfortable, I feel like people cling to that familiarity. Me, I have business background. So for me, networking is no problem. I don't mind talking to strangers. I'm comfortable talking to strangers. I don't need to have established a 5-year personal relationship with you in order to have a damn conversation about a common interest. You know what I'm saying? That's not a problem for me. For some people, yeah. And I can understand, and it's difficult to kind of put yourself out there online on top of that. It's not like we're just meeting up at a coffee shop in the in the privacy, you know, just in the privacy of our own company. It's just a one-on-one. No, we're online for anybody to see. So there is that added layer of pressure, social pressure there. And I get that. You know, so that's why I think people kind of become cliquey online, because it's a familiarity thing. People become comfortable with those who have given them a chance and they were nice to them. They were nice to them and they were kind. They seemed like a kind person. So I get that. There will be people and they want to cling to that because it's comfortable. You know, I get it. But for me, not a problem. I'll talk to anybody.